Hey, welcome back to Cool Kids Art, and let's draw the awesome looking armadillo skin in Fortnite. So let's get started with a quick sketch, and then I will show you line by line on how you can draw this. Alright, so let's draw this, and the head is actually pretty simple to draw. So we're just going to start out with his glasses. We're going to start out in the middle, just draw like a little, very small little V. It's going to be right in between the glasses. So then right here we're just gonna slant up slightly, just give it a little bit of slant, and then we're gonna come down from the sides. Okay, and then come back to the middle here, just come down slightly. You can make a little point like this, and then we're gonna draw in two lines coming down, and then once you have that little angle, we're just gonna connect the corners. So that's going to be the shape of the glasses. And then for the inside of the glasses, it's very easy. We're just going to just basically follow the outside edge. Okay, you can draw a little line here in the middle first if you like. And then we're just going to come all the way around. Alright, so that's going to be his glasses. And then for his mouth, it's really easy. So it's all covered up, so we're just gonna draw in the shape of his face basically. So just on the side here, come down, and then once you come down a little bit, we're just gonna turn. That's gonna be his jawline right here. Just turn it in, and then in the middle, we'll just flatten it out. And then right in the middle here, we just draw a little bit of line here just to show that it's kind of like a mask. Alright, and then from here, let's move on to the top of his hair, top of his head. So we're gonna go up on the side here. We're just gonna come up. Okay, and then we're gonna slant up. So this is still part of his hair. And then we're gonna come back down to the middle here. So you can make a little dot first if you like. And we're just gonna come back. And then now we can draw in the clump on the top. So it's actually pretty cool looking here. Kind of like the other Fortnite characters. Okay, so just kind of give it a little bit of curve, and we can add in a little bit of line here, maybe even some lines going this way to try to make it look like strands of hair. Okay, and then for his hairline, so we're gonna start in the middle here, just kind of slant out to the corners, and then just come down, and then go out to the corner. So that's gonna be the side of his hair. Alright, and then lastly, he's got some, looks like some kind of ear protection here. So just draw in a little bracket like this, slant, and then down, and then slant back into the face. Okay, so that's pretty much his face, so nice and easy. And let's move on to the body. So he's gonna have a big scarf here around his neck, so we're gonna slant down. And then right in the middle here, you can come down, you can make a little dot, and then we're just gonna draw in a line here. And this line can be a little bit wobbly, so we're trying to make it look like cloth. And then to add in some of the folds, so for this one, you can come down like this, just angle. And then for this one, we just continue this and just stop right there. So it makes it look like it's folding into each other. And then here we're gonna come down, angle, and then we're gonna start somewhere anywhere around here and just kind of go out all the way out. Alright, so now let's continue on and finish up the body. So the body is pretty generic. Here's his shoulder, we're gonna slant it down and out. And then we're just gonna pinch it in all the way down to his waist. So this is almost like a default skin body type. Alright, and then one thick belt, one section here, and a smaller one here. Two sections. And then let's just go ahead and finish that up. So here's the buckle. And then a little detail for the buckle. And then two loops, one on each side. So I'm just gonna draw two lines. And then on the bottom, he's got another buckle, and the detail is gonna go this way, just two little lines, And then again, another 2 loops. All right, and then here now he's got one big strap going all the way across. So just you can start out here in the corner and just go all the way down to this corner. I mean, it doesn't have to be in the corner, just draw a line somewhere around there. And then I'm just gonna give this line some thickness to make it into a strap. Okay, and then he's got 2 shoulder straps here. So this one will just start here and just kind of curve it all the way to the side. So I'm gonna imagine it here, just gonna come down all the way down to the side. And let's see, it's got one pocket here, so this one's easy. We're just drawing a little, almost like a square, and a little flap here. And let's add in one little pocket here. Okay, and then for the straps, I'm just gonna add a little bit of detail. Make it look like there's some kind of buckle in there. Alright, so that's pretty much his torso. So now let's move on to his arms. Here's his armpit. You can come out right around here. And then shoulders gonna slant down. And then bicep is gonna be a bracket. Okay, here's the elbow. Okay, so right around here. And now for the lower arm, we're gonna come out, curve it in, right around here, close it off, then one section for the glove. And we can add in some lines here for the gloves. Okay, and then let's draw in his hand. So we're gonna draw, this is gonna be an open hand. So just draw 2 lines like this first and just close that off. So that's gonna be the glove. And then his thumb's gonna be right here. Okay, we just keep it simple. And then for this one, we're gonna draw 1 finger here. We're gonna come down, just curve it. And you can add in a couple of sections if you can, or you can just draw a nice curve. That works too. And then once you have that one, we just draw another one here. 1, 2. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a little bit of section there. And then one more on the back here. We're just gonna curve it in. And then for the gloves, a little detail on the back. Alright, so let's draw on the other side. So same thing here, here's the armpit. I'm gonna come out. Shoulder coming down. And elbow area, so it's the bicep, bracket. Okay, so this, you can look at the other side so you know how far down to go, so that you don't have like one arm longer or shorter. Okay, so slant up, slant out. And it's a little bit tricky. I mean, even when I'm drawing, you'll notice that sometimes I'll draw one arm longer or shorter. So it does take some practice, and usually that's why I kind of have to come in and clean up the sketch once in a while. Okay, so for the glove, one section, and let's just add in those lines right now. And then for this one, I'm just gonna give him a fist, so it's a little bit easier. Okay, we can just close it first and just add one little square in there. And then details on the glove. Okay, and then it's got part of the glove here, and here's a little panel. And it's got one strap here. And then for his arm here, just a little bit detail on his clothing. So we're gonna start here in the armpit. We're just gonna draw a curve all the way down to the corner here. Okay, so this one's a different material. And there's gonna be one more line right here. So these are just details on his clothing. So right here, armpit, we're just gonna go all the way out. We just stop there. Okay, so that's his arm, and let's move on down to his leg. So right in the middle here, I'm gonna draw one line going this way. And then from the middle again, just slant out this way. So we're just trying to make it look like half. Okay, and then we're gonna continue this line here for his leg. Come down and just turn it in. And then here we're gonna start, come out, turn it in, and just close that off. Okay, so let's draw the other side. It's gonna be the same thing. So we're gonna come out, use the other side for reference, slant in, and then here's the center, come over a little bit, slant, come in, and just close that off again. Okay, so now let's draw in his legs, and let's finish up the legs, and then we'll add in the little details there. Okay, so here's the knee pad, slant out. We can close that off first, and then we just kind of pinch it back in, close it, one little section, and then now for the dome shape, turn out, come out more on this side, close it off. And then for his shoes, the tracks, just extend the line and just slant it out, make it nice and thick. And then for the details, just add 2 little rectangles like that. Okay, and then on the side here, slant and down, so it makes it look like it's wrapping around. Okay, and then lastly, yeah, let's just go ahead and finish up those lines then. For the armor, we'll just add in some lines here. Alright, and then so the other side is going to be pretty much the same. So slant out, close it, pinch it in, and close it in one section. And the same thing here, dome shape coming out, and this one's going to come out more on this side. Close that off, extend the line slightly, slant it out, and just close it again. Same detail on this side, and then again slant and then down, slant, down, and then those 2 lines again, so all the way down to the center. Okay, so that's his legs, and he's got some pouches here. So on the side here, this one's easy, just draw a little rectangle like this, and here's a little flap. Okay, and then one more here, so start at around the belt area, just kind of come down and just kind of have it go in. And then same thing here, little flap, and then the 2 straps on his legs, so 1 and 2. Okay, and then lastly, he's got some patterns. I'm gonna use a thinner Sharpie for this one, because I don't want to get all really messy if I drawing with these thick lines. So for the camouflage patterns, we're just gonna come in and just kind of almost at random, just draw some of these shapes so that they'll be different color when I color them. Maybe some over here as well. And that is it for this armadillo skin in Fortnite. Hope you guys like the way it turned out, and if you do, please do give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.